Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. I can't believe it's Wednesday already. Hold on. Entertain yourselves. Give me 1 minute here. I'm still here. Still here. Gotta do something real quick. Give me a sec. All right, we're back. What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Andrew Decker, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Start a little bit late. We'll give people a minute or two to join in. Excuse me. Long day today. Speed workout this morning. Hit the range after work. Tired. I feel like I'm always tired. I always say that. No excuses, right? Someone's just got to come and slap me awake or something. Jordan Whittley. What a crazy... We'll talk about name, image, and likeness after we talk Jordan Whittley. We'll talk... Yeah, it's kind of the big news. Name, image, and likeness coming up starting tomorrow. Lots and lots to discuss. I'll probably have to create a video about that. Yeah, lots to talk about. So let's just dive into Whitley here. All right. So what are the things to know about Whitley before diving in here? Let me post the video. Actually, I'll just post this link into the chat. Whoops. What did I do? I'm trying to create a poll. I didn't mean to do that. One day closer to football starting up. I hear you. There we go. There's a link if you missed today's episode. But 25 years old, transfer out of Oregon State. Okay, he's been through 3 universities. Well, yeah, now 3 universities. A major position change, an ACL tear, a heart tumor, and a global pandemic. That's everything that Jordan Whitley has been through. He's out of the class of 2014, which is insane. He was a 6'2", 225-pound running back. We'll get to some of that film towards the end here. Didn't qualify to San Jose State. That's where he committed to. Didn't qualify academically there. Ended up at Laney College in Oakland. ACL injury early in his career. Put on 100 pounds. Played 2017 and 2018 as a defensive lineman. All-American honors. Transferred to Oregon State for the 2019 season. Part of the rotation at nose tackle. And then had a heart tumor. 2020 did not play. So quite the history on this guy, right? One more year for him. He is probably going to be like the oldest non-BYU player in collegiate history, right? He's got to be. Unless I'm missing someone else. But, all right, let me pull up the pen and we'll get going here. It's going to be a fun one. This guy, so I'll get off the bat. Well, maybe I'll bury the lead there. But we covered Dalen Baldwin, who I'm really high on. This guy has film where I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? Right? He is just an anomaly. Oh, my big head. Ooh, that was close. That was close. I caught it right at the end there. All right, let's back up. Let's back up. Whew. Can't believe you guys almost let me do that. Oh, that was a close one. All right. So, yeah, I played defensive tackle. Biggest thing you'll see right away is his hands. Okay? Violent hands. Boom. Look at that. Just rips this guy off, right? Hands inside. Get off me. Dives, makes the play in the backfield. So he knows how to stack and shed, and hands are one of his best attributes. One of his other best attributes is his speed. No one this size should be moving that fast, okay? He's 6'1", 6'2", 358 he was on Oregon State's roster. Now, this is filmed from Laney College back in the 2018 season, so maybe he's a bit smaller here. But look at that speed into the backfield, right? I mean, he fires off pretty low, and then just finds himself in the backfield and just obliterates the running back. So I mentioned the hands, but the footwork, right? He not only is he fast, he is very light on his feet. Okay, it looks like he's kind of dancing out there, right? He's kind of floating into the backfield here, and then he just blows up the guy. So he's got like a weird, almost like a Mike and Wenu type deal, right? Where it's like, how is this guy this heavy and moving this fast, right? He's fast for a defensive lineman, okay? Take his size at 350 pounds. Take that out of the equation. He looks fast regardless. The way he fires out, the way he's getting into the backfield. Here, again, with the violent hands, able to disengage, wrap up the ankle there of the quarterback. Here, really good speed off the line. He does false step a little. You can see there with the left foot, false steps out of his break here, but he gets going quickly, right? And when he can, his short area or short yardage burst like this, when he can really load up this quickly, and get to that top end speed, like good luck when he comes through with that initial punch right there, right? Not many offensive linemen are going to be able to handle that when he puts that all together, right? Here's another one. This is a really good get off for him. Boom, right? He's firing off quicker than most defensive ends. So he times up the snap well, fires off low, again with the violent hands, violent punch. He'll disengage for the tackle for loss again. And here, more just, that shows lane integrity, so that's good. Able to stick to his assignment here. I love this clip. I love this one because they put a 350-pound guy on a stunt around the outside. You know, we mentioned the speed, we mentioned the agility. He can change direction. It makes me really want to see his shuttle time after that, right? Because that's just crazy. You shouldn't be able to do that at that size. Sure, he's a little late on the hit to the quarterback, but that's kind of irrelevant. He's able to run a stunt at that size and change direction like that. Like, he's able to, like, kind of, like, his footwork is really advanced for a guy this size. And again, it's just how light he is on his feet. That's surprising. It's like a shocking agility that he has. And it makes sense because he was a former running back, right? So he's a former running back that just picked up an extra 100 pounds and is making it work, right? That's kind of what he ended up doing here. Here, going through double team. Again, keeps the feet moving. This is the important part, right? So not as violent hands here, but that's not really his MO, right? He's just dealing with the double team, but he keeps his feet moving. Keeps it going, disengages, eventually picks up the sack. But he just collapsed the pocket there a little bit, right? Here again, fires off quickly, able to disengage. I like his hands. I like his feet. There's not a whole lot of downside, right? It's just going to be durability with him. How healthy is he? You know, he's had a couple seasons since his ACL tear, so that's good. This is after his ACL tear. So it's good to see this level of agility and speed and everything past that injury. So he's seemingly well past that, but weight, where's his weight out at these days, right? This is from 2018. Could have put on significant weight and lost some of this agility. So those are some caveats to keep in mind here. So despite everything looking, you know, pretty fun and pretty good, there's still things to consider, that there was some time passage between this film and what we're going to see him at Michigan. Now, there might not be, right? He could be the same player. Very well could be. But this, you know, this potentially looks like the best version of him. And it's just a matter of how close is he to that best version currently. And that's something that I don't think we can really answer at this time. But there's a lot to like, man. Like, he fires off really quickly, able to go through double teams there, right? He's got a nose for the ball. And he's just fast. Like, geez, man. And it's funny because he looks so quick on his feet, it doesn't seem like he should be, like, affecting offensive linemen that much, right? But when you consider the strength that you must have to be that fast at that size, offensive linemen just seem helpless, right? That's an offensive tackle, left tackle that just gets blown into the quarterback right there. It's just like, my God. We should have just beefed up Derek Green. There you go. This is a beefed up Derek Green. That's the way to do it. If you're not working out at running back, sit out a year, gain 100 pounds, work on your footwork, and there you are. Von Lozon, welcome to the party. Welcome Andrew to the party as well. I like his athleticism. Yeah, his athleticism is crazy. Again, this like short area burst right here, right? He's kind of playing contain and then makes like a bullet down the line here. Boom. That's just fast. That start-stop speed is something you get used to watching his film. It's not something that should happen for a guy of his size. So like Brian Monet is really the like most recent large defense. Oh, I love this play. Watch this play. He just blows up this guy. Ready? Boom. Oh, God. Could you imagine being that guy and just getting blindsided by a 350-pound monster man at full speed? No, I'm not gonna have fun there. Here, double team again. Shows good handwork here, right? So he's not really breaking the pocket here. The thing I like, though, he recognizes his responsibility here, right? He's just collapsing the pocket. Collapse the pocket. He'll have guys closing in on either side, right? He's going to have a guy to his right pushing through here, a guy around the edge here. If he evacuates and goes around this way, that's going to leave a lane for the quarterback. Sure, you'll have number 5, possibly number 9 here to help fill that. But by him working through the double team, that's just kind of constricting the pocket here, right? There's no clear lane for the quarterback to duck out of when he keeps this lane integrity on the A gap. So by doing that, you see, as soon as the quarterback looks to scramble, he's trying to go up the middle, right? The guy on the edge actually helps cause this. Guy on the edge actually helped cause this this pressure. So now he's looking to duck out, but the only spots he can go is where Jordan Whitley, is currently taking up space, and it's a lot of space. So it's a good job for him to work through that double team and not get impatient and work outside of his assignment there. GR Gazzles, playing a 3-4, he doesn't have to play great all the time, just when he's rotated in. And that's the key aspect here. You don't want him in there all the time. You absolutely don't. If you're leaving your nose tackle in the entire game, you don't know what you're doing, right? These guys are huge. They need to be rotated in often. You really only want each nose tackle participating in 35% of snaps, if that. Yeah, Andrew said it right there. If he can give you some athleticism off the snap for even 30% of our defensive snaps, well worth it. 100%. Getting to push up front, occupying a couple guys, really all we need. And think about it. It's kind of the similar thing I said with Dalen Baldwin on Monday. But this transfer is more about what it does for the other guys on Michigan's roster. It takes a ton of pressure off of a guy like Mozzie Smith or Donovan Jeter. Right? Those are the other guys who are looking to fill in at nose probably. Think of how much more well-rested they'll potentially be because they have a guy like Jordan Whitley to absorb some of those snaps, right? You don't have like a walk-on or someone too early for the position filling in those snaps. So you're not going to be a liability now when Jordan Whitley's in there, and you can give the appropriate number of snaps for those other guys currently on the roster. Before Whitley was here, you can give Mozzie Smith, Donovan Jeter the appropriate number of snaps because the depth is no longer a liability. And that's what this is all about. And if things work out for him, weight, injuries, able to stay healthy, he can not only be he can not only replace a liability player, he can be a plus player. Okay, because he is his size and athleticism. He's like one of the more nimble noses I've seen in quite some time. And I mentioned Brian Monet. He's really like the only guy to compare him to Whitley to over the past couple of years, because we haven't seen a true like 350-pound nose tackle in the past few years. Just not been the kind of defense. But even Monet was not this athletic, like not even close, really. Higher floors for everyone based on freshness alone. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone now can play closer to 100%, and that goes for any position group. If you have better depth, then you allow the rotation to be in effect more often, and with more rotation, you have a player playing closer to 100% on every snap on the field, rather than if they're playing a majority of the snaps or beyond the percentage of snaps they should be playing just because of lack of depth, you're maybe getting 70% effort, 80% effort. Do we have any Jordan Whitley shaped guys in the pipeline? There are a few. There's a guy from the 2022 class. Let me go to my notes here. Actually, I'm going to let the running back film play. We're at the end of our defensive tackle clip. I'm going to let the running back film play here. This is back from the class of 2014, so I apologize for the quality. But let me look. There was a couple guys, Andrew, we were looking at that were like big guys. Maybe not like that big, but at least bigger. You know, like 280 to 300. I thought, Vaughn, haven't we talked about a couple of those guys? I know Finkley isn't. Deion Walker was one, right? Deion Walker's a guy at Michigan. Yeah. Deion Walker's huge. 6'6", 340 he's listed at. He might not be 340. It says 304. So he's a 6'6", 304 defensive tackle. So that's a pretty big guy. Yeah, they're recruiting some, just none that are committed at this point. But that's the only one that I was really thinking of. It was Deion Walker. Yeah, okay, this is running back film. I don't know how much I want to show of this. I guess we have time, so it doesn't really matter. I like the idea that linebackers can shoot into the guard gaps because he's taking up double teams. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy who could command a double team if not for his size, because of his ability, right? If he can he be a part-time fridge? That would be fun. Oh, that'd be fun. Give him the ball in a goal line situation. Watch out. I'm very new to this type of DT. In college, do guys show up like this, or do they always need a few years to get up to speed? I don't know what you mean, Andrew. Show up like this, do you mean in terms of like size? Or do you mean in terms of like ability? Usually with like super large guys, you need to like reshape their bodies to be like the optimal version of their 320-pound self, right? You need to like just build the endurance for a collegiate, like a tougher game. So I think that's probably what takes the most time for those guys, as well as like the regular technique. But even that last play, you saw the footwork, right? This is like advanced footwork on this play, right? Gets the ball, a little shift. Oh, not that play. It was the play after. Yeah, a little spin move, hurdle, right? He's got the footwork. This is back when he was running back, but shows the kind of the same thing. Decent balance. Like, does a big space-eating nose tackle show up with the ability to play right away? No, I don't think so. Andrew. Yeah, I don't think so, because for a traditional defensive tackle, you usually need to just build on the muscle mass, right? You need them to get a little bit bigger for most defensive tackle prospects. For a true nose tackle, okay, we're at the end of our film. For a true nose tackle, those guys are usually, if they're already close to that size, they need to reshape their body and build the sort of long-term endurance, or like at least some conditioning, as well as the traditional technique. So it's more of like a reshaping than a true like building up of that defensive tackle. I don't think Onwenu has any brothers. Which freshman will have the biggest impact this year? I'm going to be making a video on that. AL. Mo Hurst have any brothers? But which freshman will have biggest impact this year? Let me pull up the list again. How big? You mentioned another guy really big. Peter Tauipu. Did I look him up? Yeah, this guy's huge. 6'5", 350. Crazy big. crazy big. And this is something that's crazy to me, okay? And I won't spend too much time on this, but it's crazy to me that he is ranked just within the top 1,000 on the composite, even lower than that to 24/7, purely because of this guy's size. They don't make functional football players at 6'5", 350 anywhere. These guys just are rare, okay? They are rare bodies. So that's the thing where it's like, you can find me probably 400 corners that would, that's exaggerating, but you know what I mean. There's a ton of like wide receiver shaped, corner shaped bodies out there. There aren't a whole lot of nose tackle bodies out there. And this is like the most nose tackle recruiting height weight that you could ever see, right? So just for the scarcity of a guy to have this size, doesn't that deserve a little bit higher rating? I don't know. Yeah, we don't have really any like big nose tackles on the roster. So I think it'll be a position we'll definitely need to fill with the portal moving forward. Which freshman will have the biggest impact? Okay, I'll do this, and then we're going to talk about name, image, and likeness real quick. Oh, Sammamish. Is that the town you're going to, Andrew? I keep forgetting the name of the town. Where is Sammamish? Sammamish. Let me look that up real quick. Maps. Boom. Well, that's pretty far. Oh no, that's just east of Seattle. You're gonna be over here. At least, okay, I won't give away your exact location, Andrew. Thunder says there's a little chance Michigan will get Peter Tuipu. That's probably fair. Getting guys off the West Coast is tough to do regardless. Okay, biggest impact true freshman. Without looking at the class, Donovan Edwards has a shot, even though I'm super high on Blake Corum. JJ McCarthy's a no. I'm going to say Junior Colson. Michigan class 2021. Probably Junior Colson. Yeah, I think Donovan Edwards has the talent to be the most impactful, but it's the depth chart I like the most with Hassan Haskins and Blake Corum. And I'm still super high on Blake Corum. I think Blake Corum's going to have a breakout year. But I think Junior Colson, and this is kind of the inverse of that, where there's such an opportunity at the linebacker position, and he came in extremely ready. Just with his film, he looked extremely good. He already has a college-sized form or college-sized body already. Such a weird thing to say, but you get what I mean. So it's just simply learning the defense, which everyone is doing. So I think Junior Colson is going to be the biggest impact. I think Donovan Edwards probably has the highest potential outside of JJ McCarthy. But Junior Colson, Donovan Edwards probably number 2. And then beyond that, probably Rayshawn Benny, just because you kind of need some bigger defensive linemen, and he's close to that size already. So that's pretty much it. Honestly, this isn't like an immediate impact type class. You could also see Tommy DeMond. He could moonlight, find some success at a specialist position, and that's a big impact. So beyond those like 3 or 4 players, I just don't really see any guys really jumping out. Possibly Anthony or Crippen. One of these two, Anthony or Dixon at wide receiver. But I think the pickup of Dalen Baldwin kind of settled that. I was gonna have Andrel Anthony in my top 5 of like most impactful freshmen, but once they picked up the transfer of Baldwin, I'm like, I don't think so. Von Lozon, Junior Colson had biggest impact of the freshmen, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that's fair. I really want to see Jaden Hood as well. I think he could have potential. Who's going to be a monster as a redshirt senior? Oh, God. Now you make me... Do I have to pull up the Michigan... Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can find a... Did we put together a depth chart yet? On Mason Brewer? I don't think so. As a redshirt senior, who's going to be a monster? Do you mean like this year? Who's going to be a monster as a redshirt senior? Is G-Man Green a redshirt senior? No, it says redshirt senior. There's two. You got Andrew Stuber or Brad Hawkins or Brad Robbins. You know what? Brad Robbins is just going to get... he's going to go off. No. Hawkins is what he is. Donovan Jeter seems like it would have happened already. Josh Ross, I think, will have a bounce back season. So that might be it, where Michigan really, really needs a solid linebacker. He's the linebacker with experience. So the smart person would probably choose Josh Ross or Stuber, because I believe in Stuber quite a bit as well. Oh, of the freshmen. Damn it. I thought it was just a weird question. Break down all the redshirt seniors. Okay. Oh, who's going to be... So, who's going to be a monster as a redshirt senior? This is a tough question because you need to figure out a guy who's going to stick around for 5 years and that's not someone who's going to the NFL early, right? So you got to choose someone who's going to eventually turn into a guy. Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of this delay. I thought I had like very low delay. I'll check it next time. But yeah, I'm seeing the chat like way later than it should be. Yeah, I thought I put like the stream settings for latency. Like, yeah, there's no added delay. Really weird. Tristan Bounds is a good one. I think he'll be quicker than that though. I think he's going to be a 4-year player. I think you could probably go with a... that's a really tough question. I'm going to go ahead and say either Raheem Anderson or Ike Iwana. Okay? So I'll give my reasoning here. Ooh, Tavier Dunlap's a really good answer as well, I think. So for Raheem Anderson, I think because Greg Crippen was the staff's first choice at center, so Raheem Anderson's likely going to be a guard. And I really liked his film. I think he can do it. But it's going to take time for him to learn or to switch over to guard because he played center most recently at Cass Tech. So there's some transitional period for him there. Will he stick around for 5 years? Could be because he's from the Michigan area. So I think that's a good choice. Tavier Dunlap, just because running back is extremely stacked. I really like him as a Haskins type player. So he might be buried for a couple of years. If he's able to stick it out or willing to stick it out, he can develop into a really good player. Bounds, I think, is a solid choice. I just think he's quicker than a 5th year. And I'm still not answering it correctly, Andrew. I guess I meant someone that needs more time to develop will be behind on the depth chart. So yeah, I think Tavier Dunlap is a good choice for that. I also think Jaden McBurrows has a good shot of doing that. And that's kind of my, like, Rod Moore I'm not super high on. Yeah, you could... Keyshawn Bennett might be a good choice. I would say Tavier Dunlap. Raheem Anderson, probably for the same reasons. What's happening, Toast? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I think redshirt seniors are kind of a thing of past. Yeah, that's true. Of the 4 QBs we know we have today, who will we talk in a positive light 10 years from now? I mean, it's got to be JJ. I mean, I think it's got to be because he held together this class when last year went to shit. One of the biggest like program advocates for a long, long time. So he's got the potential. So I would probably put him. I just don't think. I think Cade McNamara is a really good quarterback. I just don't think this is the roster yet for. And I say yet, like it's, we'll get there eventually. I just don't think this year is going to be the year. So he may decide to go elsewhere with J.J. McCarthy waiting in the wings or something next year. I don't know. But I think J.J. McCarthy clearly has the biggest potential for that. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be my guess. Okay, name, image, and likeness. Okay, let's talk about this for like a few minutes here. It's going to shake up college recruiting an insane amount. And I already saw like 2 or 3. Actually, let me pull up this tweet. What's his first name? Okay. Yeah. So this guy. Yeah. So this is the guy. If you remember the only one video of Tavon Austin, this is the guy who created it. Okay. I don't know what he's been doing since then. That's like old school highlight videos, like the OG highlight video. So he's starting up a company to work with athletes to get them consulting, right? Marketing, branding, name, image, likeness, consulting. So this is going to be something that you're going to see everywhere. There's going to be so much money thrown around. You think of like Adrian Nunez is probably the best example, right? He has like 500,000 TikTok followers or whatever. What do you think he would make if a company was like, hey, like Powerade reached out to him, hey, drink this before one of your videos? He's got to be making like $100,000 off of that. 500,000 followers on TikTok, they're going to get paid a ton to promote something that will, like, it's such a huge market. It's just going to be absolutely insane. The interesting thing is it's going to be interesting to watch which programs do the best within name, image, likeness, right? Because now you're still going to have the big schools being able to take advantage of that, especially one like probably Clemson and Bama, right? Where they're like one of the premier programs in that state. Nebraska should do extremely well. What the hell else is there to do in Nebraska? Texas has like a big Texas A&M. They're going to have kind of like a huge opportunity, but it's just that it's an opportunity, because the main thing I'm going to be interested in, how do the coaches appropriately manage lost time now? And what I mean by lost time is I'm sure these athletes get a ton of homework and they're always studying film and they're always studying new formations, different playbooks, things like that. That goes home after practice, right? I'm sure there has been an expectation to do that. Now with name, image, and likeness an opportunity, these guys can, film a commercial or, I don't know, do exactly what I said, where you can, draft some tweets with different brands and make different deals with these different companies. And it's phenomenal for the athletes. How will the programs adjust to that? Because that's time. It takes a lot of time to promote your name and to really grow an audience, right? You do that through football, but a guy like Adrian Nunez back up on the basketball team hardly sees the court at all. He's built a massive following, and he can take advantage of it. So it's going to be interesting to see how these athletes are able to navigate that and how programs adjust to that, because there needs to be an expectation on each program. Hey, these are what players should do, are going to be doing. It's going to be part of their everyday lives, is building that name and getting appropriately compensated for it, right? Finally, they're able to do that. It's just going to be interesting how it's going to be interesting how it actually, how it works and how it affects programs on the day-to-day basis. Because there's going to be a lot of focus on that from an athlete standpoint, as it should. But programs are going to, like, I think, struggle with that initially. How do we schedule everything that we need to do to be a successful team while also allowing our players the freedom to appropriately take advantage of profiting off of their name, image, and likeness, right? It's a very tricky thing, because as soon as players are like, I'm not getting enough time to take advantage of this, right? I've built this great following. I've given so much to this university. You know, I'm a phenomenal player for this team that has national recognition, so on and so forth, but they're not giving me any time to take advantage of it. I don't have any time to promote myself. I don't have any time to, like, you know, make deals with people I should. And that's why programs like this or companies like this will be valuable, but you're going to have a lot of shady people here too, because it's a huge opportunity, right? You think of what the market is for name, image, likeness. It's absolutely massive in the collegiate landscape. So you're going to see a lot of companies that are going to crop up. Some very good, some will just be whatever, and some will be extremely predatory, because how much time those athletes have, and they probably don't know a whole lot, right? I don't know a whole lot about, you know, the exact metrics and everything that go into that. What's a good deal? What's a bad deal? I don't know that. If I'm a collegiate football player, I probably don't know that either. I'm a young 17, 18-year-old. You know, it's a whole new world to learn about. So programs that can better safely promote that and make it efficient for the players to put themselves out there and make those deals appropriately. The better schools that adjust to that and promote kind of what they've done to ensure players get appropriately compensated, those are the programs that are going to do the best out of this. I wonder how the programs will handle giving their athletes access to. How much can they film inside the program? What can they say, not say? That's true too. Yeah. You think about what's like really, really valuable to a lot of fans before the season. Practice film, right? Like taping workouts in Michigan Stadium as a player. Think of how much attention, how much that would get shared, right? Because, as Andrew said, some programs, especially like Michigan, are very selective about what they actually put out there. A lot of programs don't want, all their workouts, all their whatever, like, shown on camera, or I don't know. There's lots of things that are going to be like a little bit awkward for programs to navigate that. And Michigan did just hire someone. I saw a job posting for it, for someone like for compliance, like a director of compliance. It's like, you're in charge of ensuring that we follow the rules here. Someone with an extroverted personality like Travis Hunter could quickly become millionaires, very rich, quickly before they even get to the pros. 100% they could. Will promoting their product off the field adversely affect the quality of the product on the field? It's just time management, right? What kind of boundaries does the university set to ensure their players are spending the appropriate time on the field? I wonder if that keeps some guys in college longer too. That's a really good point too. If I'm like an elite athlete and I'm raking in six figures, close to $1 million a year because I am the Florida State guy, as soon as I go to the NFL, I'm just going to be a guy. Okay. Sure. The Florida State fans will still like care about me and want me to do well, but my Florida State content is going to be very different than any content I get elsewhere. Right. And then, yeah, that's going to be extremely interesting, because think about it. I'm a guy at Florida State, and then I go play for the Denver Broncos. Okay. Not only am I moving my entire life, all the people that I was making content with, all the sponsorships and companies that I partnered with and made money off of, a lot of which are regional here in Tallahassee, right? That's where Florida State is. As soon as I get out of this college landscape and go over to Denver, not only are you changing your entire market, you're changing your fan base, you're changing all of the companies you sponsored for, and all the people around you that you made content with. You're changing up so many things that was previously bringing in $1 million a year, potentially, right? It's like telling someone who has like, you know, a job they really love, a place they really love, are getting paid $1 million a year. They're like, okay, uproot your entire life and go to a state, you know, out of here with a pay raise. I mean, all right, this is a bad example, but you know what I mean. You're changing a lot. Sure, they'll get secured money, right? And not money based off of just their, you know, company affiliations and name, image, likeness. So they will, you know, I think they'll still leave because it's like a big bump, right? You need to be at like the tip top level to get paid, even close to like a star NFL player's contract, right? So there still will be a jump, but you'll still have that jump after, you know, 5 years rather than like 4 years. Yeah, and the great job, the NFL hasn't done a great job of promoting their players, right? I'm thinking of this potential where it's like, say there's an offensive lineman who's like really, really good for your football team, right? Michigan has like a Jake Long level tackle, right? Captain of the team, whatever, super good, projected to go number 1 overall or first round. Michigan people love him. He's getting like a lot of hype because he's projected to be number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Lots of hype, building his following. He's getting a ton of sponsorships, whatever. If I'm him, I'm like, hey, I can sign this contract, be, you know, one of the best offensive linemen, or I can use this build up, this following I've gained from being a potential first rounder, come back next year and use that to my advantage to really, really profit off, you know, name, image, likeness, this audience I've built. That could be a thing, right? With the hope that you come back next year, right? And that you're going to stay healthy. And that's a big risk, but I could see it. I don't think it's crazy. And as Andrew said, NFL doesn't do a great job promoting their players. So yeah, I think this is the only thing that needed to happen in terms of like pay the athletes, whatever. You don't need to. University doesn't have to fork over any of the money they're even getting. I still think they should, but in this, all right, I don't know exactly where I stand on that, but my gut is telling me this will be enough. I think these players will have such an opportunity to make organic money. Okay, it's not coming from the university. It's not like the university is getting gutted. But this is it's a step that is going to, I think, change a lot of players' lives, and it's going to sufficiently fill the gap that was there. Yeah, and that's a good point, Andrew. It's not $0 versus millions of dollars. Yeah, it's like, you know, potentially $2 million versus $8 million or something, you know? Yeah. And that's a great point as well. Before it was, I'm going back to school for $0 in risk, right? Or I can get millions of dollars. I'm going to go millions of dollars. If I'm a tip-top player, it's like I can leave and drastically change my $1.5 million following that's growing, right? Opportunities will continue to rise for you. Or I can go to the NFL, lose kind of some of that, start over with a new place, new everything, and get paid, you know, 3 times the money, guaranteed. That's a tougher decision. Are sponsors going to be permitted to meet with the players before they commit, so the player would know before they commit which school would make them the most money? So this is something I was thinking about just before hitting record. It's going to be very, very interesting how programs present name, image, and likeness, right? Because you need to, and you absolutely should be patting yourself on the back and pulling up a slide that says name, image, and likeness profit, and have each school you at the top and each school below with significantly less millions of dollars total for your players. Okay? That needs to be a slide on your pitch. Now. It has to. Name, image, and likeness, our impact. And then you show Michigan at the top and all other schools how they fall behind. Now, right now, it's going to be like social media following and potential. It's all going to be potential to start. But as soon as players start making deals, it's going to be interesting. So it's going to happen. Like Andrew said, it's going to happen. There are going to be sponsors that find a way to talk with players, right? Because as all these companies show up, right, there's going to be a lot of middleman companies that are doing those deals on behalf of players. There's going to be talk a lot about that kind of thing because high school athletes are going to look at these companies to join or like potentially join once they turn 18, whatever it may be. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. These third parties will go to the sponsors, right? Go to the companies and say, hey, this guy wants to represent Domino's in East Lansing. But he's expecting $30,000 as a cash bonus for doing this Twitter shout out, right? Oh, like that's something that's just going to happen, right? That's something you're going to have sponsors say like, hey, we want to sign you up at this with our company with this deal. What will it take to get you to, consider it? It's essentially you're paying the player. It's just a cash advance. And you have to assume that those companies, whatever, are going to follow through. I think it's just going to happen. Does this make its way to high school? I don't know. Well, that's a... Are we going to see Burger King? I hope the Burger King comes hang out at the Elite 11. It's going to be weird, man. It's going to be a weird time. Okay. All right, are we done? I think we might be done. Okay, guys. One final thing to ask of you. We are at 3,998 subscribers. We're 2 away. If 2 of you guys could subscribe, we would be at 4,000. And that'd be pretty cool. But otherwise, going to have a couple of streams next week, probably. We'll see. I'm probably going to do, I'm probably going to do an Alan Bowman analysis. And that'll be the last guy to cover. Willie Allen's no longer with the program. Alan Bowman is the last freshman or transfer. And that will be, that would make episode 25 of that. Pretty crazy. But yeah, so that'll be next week. I also want to do a video about this, name, image, and likeness. I actually like doing streams like this because it kind of helps formulate thoughts and questions and different aspects of it, because it's gonna be crazy. Tomorrow's gonna be like the Wild West, man. It's gonna be absolutely insane. And then I have a couple other videos queued up. Is Michigan looking into Anthony Shipton, the 6'4", 305 transfer portal DT from Illinois? Doesn't seem like it. The sense I got from reading a couple articles is he was kind of not making an impact at Illinois, right? So a guy like Jordan Whitley, he's able to make a move because he'll get a better opportunity. Okay, it's not like this guy was Shipton, though you would think potentially, right? Moving on from Illinois, he did so to get to a better place. I don't think that's the case. It seemed like he wasn't going to do anything. Von Lozon, are you going to have a walk-on series too? Nope. I'm not going through that. One series I did want to do, probably not this season, maybe next off season, have like a Google form that you guys can fill out, and you enter huddle film, and or like that's it. Just a huddle clip, and I have to guess what his ranking is. So you send me the huddle link for a random player, and I have to guess where he's ranked. I think that'd be a fun video series. That'd be tough. It would help my analysis quite a bit, I think, doing that. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm getting tired. But yeah, lots of videos to come up. Probably going to try to do a hype video, though I'm not that enthused this year about making one. I don't really have a song, so we'll see. But anyways, thank you guys for coming to hang out. We'll be back next week. And hopefully by that time we'll be well past 4,000 subscribers. We'll see. All right, guys. Talk to you then. But otherwise, thanks for coming to hang out. And see you next week.